Okay, what is my plan going to be for today? Well, first of all, what I'm expecting is we have these descending highs building up. You can see them right here. We did grab one bit of internal liquidity over here, and that is now started the market to push down a little bit. But we still have plenty of liquidity highs above us. But it seems that the market is reacting to this Thursday New York high, which is starting to push the market down. Now, if you look on the fib tool, we have not yet come to the zero point 0.5 fib level yet, but we have grabbed all the internal liquidity under here on the 4 hour time frame. That's all been grabbed now. The only thing left is this low down here, but that is quite far away. So I'm not certain the market's going to come all the way down for that. So the other thing which is making me think that we could go even a little bit lower, you can't really see it on NASDAQ, but if I go to ES, you can see we do have these kind of equal lows here as well. But on ES, we have come down to the discount. We haven't come very far into it. You can see that we've just literally come down to the zero point 0.5 fib level and just rejected it. But we have got there. Now going back to Nasdaq, so that's kind of led me in a thing where I'm thinking like long term, and by that I mean days rather than hours. I'm thinking I want to see higher prices to take out these descending highs. However, because we haven't come that far into discount and we do have some liquidity, internal liquidity at the equilibrium level still left, it makes me think that we could see one flush lower today and then we can expect longs to come into play. So because my bias is kind of two ways of thinking long-term bullish, maybe today and tomorrow bearish, I am going to be looking for both longs and shorts. So I've only marked out at the moment these lows, which if we see these get taken out and then we see the appropriate confirmation, then I will look to get a trade going. But equally, we haven't had a swing high form yet on NQ, but after the hourly candle closes, that we might end up then seeing that this becomes a swing high. And in that case, what I'll be looking for is literally either way, either taking out a hourly high or taking out an hourly low, seeing if the market confirms a change in direction via a swing failure pattern. And if that happens, then I'll be getting into a position. And that is because my bias is a little bit flexible and can go both ways for today. So I'm not going to be locking myself into only either taking a long or taking a short. On ES, these the swing points are very much the same. And I mean, a real ideal thing for me that I'd really like is a flush lower. That would give me a lot more confidence. But equally, because we have come down to discount on the fib, I'm not entirely sure that we are going to go lower, which is why I'm also open to taking longs off of even this low down here. Although this low isn't one of the strongest lows you're ever going to see. So that is my feeling for ES and NQ. Gold is just not something I really want to look at. This is so ugly, this price action. I was looking for further longs after we broke out of this consolidation. What's happened is we have grabbed all of the internal 4 hour liquidity and we have had a 4 hour bullish SFP. However, if you're scaling down to the 1 hour and you're looking at this and you're just thinking this is all really choppy, look at the wicks on these candles. Now, if you were trading Asia, what you have is like a really good opportunity here. You had this bullish swing failure pattern in Asia and you could have gotten some longs. But now that move has kind of gone. There's no real meaningful liquidity left for us to take. There are these 1 hour fair value gaps, and maybe we could see a continuation of higher prices, but that doesn't fit my strategy, my entry model. So that doesn't apply to me. Unless we had a flush lower back down to Asia, then there's no liquidity to get taken out, which can then put me into a long position. I wouldn't be taking any shorts because my bias is bullish, but also because we have so many descending highs here. If we took out any of these highs, and even if we did have a swing failure pattern on one of them, I wouldn't have confidence that we are not going to go higher because we have so much more liquidity to take. It's almost as if I'd only be looking at either a high from Wednesday's Asia or Tuesday's high are really the only highs which I would look at and be, yes, thinking I can take this short and have confidence that the market won't come back higher. But when we have too much liquidity building up, it's just something I'm not really interested in. And I think you trade best when it's simple and when it's obvious and when you're at a point where you're looking at a chart and having to really decipher through price action. Then I think you're looking at a chart which you shouldn't be trading. That's just my point of view, and that's why today I'll probably be staying out of gold. Now, looking at the euro, after taking out these descending highs, we've had a bearish swing failure pattern. You can't really see that clearly on the daily. On the 4 hour, we've had a bearish swing failure pattern, which shows that the market is not ready to hold above this level and therefore not ready to go long as of yet. So that kind of changes my thinking. Maybe we're now going to look towards these equal lows. We have these two lows here from November, and we've also just printed on Monday another low. So we kind of have three equal lows now. So I'm thinking that we might end up taking out these lows, and then after that we can look for some long positions. On the 1 hour time frame, it looks like we could form a swing failure pattern on this Asia high. However, we have 41 minutes left of the hourly candle. So a lot of things can happen. And because I need to wait for that candle to close, what might happen is that there's no trade left from the table for me because we've already come too far down. And we have come quite far down already. So I don't think I'll be able to trade. I think the move will be gone by the time that my rules allow me to trade. But if we had a swing failure pattern from this Asia low, then I'll be looking for longs after that. So that is my views on everything. A couple of opportunities I think are there today. We just need to make sure that we pick the right hourly swing point and we don't get manipulated into anything. And hopefully we'll be okay. But I'm looking hopeful that we could get some good opportunities. So we'll see what will happen.